Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. This video is very Japan-centric. I'm going to bring you a couple stories that I don't think you're seeing in the West. But first, I want to point out this tweet from Michael Arrington of Arrington Capital about 6 hours ago. He tweeted, "This XRP move looks real." Well, you better believe it's real. And I want to introduce to you Seth Lim. He is very well known in Japan, and he is in Asia known as the XRP whale. He's also a certified ethical hacker and Indonesia's largest exchange owner. Back in 2011, he was trying to ethically hack Bitcoin, and he found he couldn't do it, so he became very interested and began mining it along with Litecoin. But in 2013, when he read the white paper on XRP, he couldn't believe this vision of bringing the centralized and decentralized worlds together. He thought it was the best thing he'd ever seen. So he sold all his Litecoin for XRP, and then he reminds us that in 2016 and 2017, XRP was the best performing coin in the world, and he has never swayed from his support of XRP. Well, there is reason why he also comes to Japan very often. This is when he spoke last month at the largest blockchain event, and we can see in a report that just came out today that everybody's talking about, there is a 500-page report that looks at 35 countries and their definitions of virtual currencies. Under Japanese law, XRP is not a security. So the proprietary value can be exchanged reciprocally for another proprietary value that's specified. So it is, along with BTC, Litecoin, Dogecoin, and Ethereum, the same. And in the Cointelegraph Japan series, so this is where I think there is an article that you don't see in the West. He is quoted as making some very bullish statements on XRP. And he says that, of course, historically, XRP has always risen after Bitcoin soars. But there are two main reasons he believes for the current rise. So the one thing he points out is that the soft performance that XRP saw in 2018 has become very attractive for new investors. And he should know he's running the largest exchange in Indonesia. And let me tell you, in his description of himself on Twitter, he calls himself a world globetrotter because he is really traveling the world. So his ear is to the ground, and I really do believe he knows what's going on. Okay, so the first point is he makes the point that now in New York, people can legally buy the currency without having to purchase BTC and then move it to another exchange and then convert it to XRP. It can now be legally bought with US dollars in New York. And then he also points out that in Germany, of course, this new ETN on the stock exchange is also a result in what's impacting the price. So institutional investors in New York City, he says, can now legally buy XRP, and this gives the green light for Bakkt. So I think he is really, somebody that we should pay attention to, because he's one of those sources that has over and over again been correct in his statements. And if you like, I will put the link to this in the description below. This is when he was in Singapore at the FinTech Forum, which was really a big event for actually XRP. There were so many announcements that came out of that particular summit, not only with Ripple, but also with the IMF. Here he says that he is coming to Japan. This is really exciting. He's coming to Japan, and he's going to create a 5-story building, more than 4,200 square meters in space, to build the biggest fintech hub in Tokyo, which is really, really exciting. This is going to allow the innovations within blockchain and fintech to flourish here, and I think he's going to use it. Personally, I think it's going to be used as an incubator. So, this is just all really great news that he is still making these very bullish statements on XRP. And I'm really pleased to see that he's doing this project of the FinTech Hub in Tokyo. All right, this is the company, this is the entity, this is the exchange that SBI VC trade site needs to chase. The announcement came out today that Bitflyer, which is the #1 exchange in Japan, reported its 2018 financial results, and it made $128 million in its operating profit. So this is, of course, a lot of money. And compare that to the 8 months that this SBI VC trade site was open with a very soft launch and was able to still pull out a profit of $3 million. They have a lot of catching up to do. So this just gives us the target, and I'm sure that it is on the radar of Mr. Kitao. And speaking of Yoshitaka Kitao, this was a very funny tweet today from one of the XRP enthusiasts in Japan. And this tweet is, okay, let me explain this. This is a phrase that is said during Matsuri time, soya, 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 and that is when people carry the Mikoshi shrines through the neighborhoods. But he is saying here, don toko, that's the drum sound. Kitao-san, oneshiyasu. So, Mr. Kitao, please tell us something. So, it has been so quiet. If you remember, Japan was in a 10-day holiday, and that started, on the 27th or 28th of April? Yeah, okay, 27th was Saturday, so the official work day, it started on the 29th. And for 10 days, there was absolutely nothing that happened for official press releases here in Japan. And the day before that holiday, SBI had 7 press releases. And everybody's been going to the SBI site here to look and see what is new. And there was just absolute silence until today. Today, finally, the first announcement came out of May. And it's actually about their social lending site. So it doesn't really pertain to anything in the virtual currency world. But I'm taking a look carefully, and everybody is just kind of waiting at the edge of their seat, because with this much silence, we're ready for some big announcement. All right, everybody, I'm going to jump to the fluff. So what I just showed you, what is called ASCII art. Maybe I'll just take you back one more time. This is a very old form of ASCII art. And the very first ASCII art that kind of was famous here in Japan was of the character Mona. And this is back from 2000. ASCII art is a graphic design technique that uses computers, printable characters, 95 that are printable, that are defined by that standard that was established back in 1963. And Mona Coin actually became, in 2014, Japan's first virtual currency. And you can see it has the ASCII art symbols. And still, Mona Coin is very popular here. It's a domestic coin. I have a friend who mines it. Actually, he took a break from mining it. He was mining it, and it was very profitable when it was selling at about $20 US, and it's dropped down to about $1 US. And I haven't seen my friend in about a month, maybe a month. So I am curious as to when he plans to start mining again. I'm not sure what his break-even point is. I never asked him that, but for the Japanese, they have a very soft spot in their heart for Mona Coin. And if you go to the Twitter site, ASCII art, the hashtag ASCII art, you can see a lot of really great ASCII art. Still, after 20 years of being invented, there are still these fanatics that love to do it. And even the New York Times, just on May 13th, created their logo in ASCII art. So it's still alive and well. One of the most beautiful ones that I could find on that Twitter hashtag was of Salvador Dali. It's just great with his cat. So fun, right? And from ASCII art to today's modern news, this is big news today. Japan's plan for the 5G includes 10 billion 14-digit phone numbers. So NTT Docomo, KDDI, and SoftBank, the three big cell phone carriers here in Japan, have all agreed to this idea. And we're going to go from an 11-digit phone number to a 14-digit phone number. Now, 14 billion sounds excessive, but actually, with all the Internet of Things and devices, it probably is just enough. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Enjoy this green. Bye-bye.